Lerman with the Lerman team. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I wanted to go over the 4 options that sellers have to list their homes. I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and he didn't realize that there were more options than just a typical standard open market listing. So your first option, if you're listing with a realtor, now one thing you do need to know, not every realtor has these 4 options in their little bag of tricks to be able to sell your home. And many of these programs do actually require the realtor that you're working with to have gone through a training class to make sure they understand the way these other companies kind of work with their programs. But your first option is going to be an open market listing. What does that look like to a seller? It's super easy. It's what you're used to. So with an open market listing, you and your realtor are going to kind of go through your home. You're going to get your home ready to sell and do all the projects that they want you to do, maybe do a little bit of staging, and just take some time to really make sure that when your home hits the market, it's got its best foot forward. Now, there are a few options that we can kind of add to that. So for me, if you're going to do an open market listing, you really want to go through the staging process. You can use a professional stager. You know, my team does have a stager that we work with. Desiree's absolutely fantastic. She works with our clients whose homes may be vacant and don't have furniture in it, or sellers who maybe need some help with just setting up some of their own furniture. She'll come in and take care of that. Another thing that we really encourage our clients to do if they are thinking about selling is just some general simple updates on the home. You know, a fresh coat of paint is really going to go a long way in a listing. Now, something I hear back from a lot of my sellers is, Laura, I just don't have $20,000 or $30,000 laying around. I've got it in the equity of my home, but to be able to do the paint, maybe put some new flooring in, update a bathroom, or just some of those simpler updates that will allow a seller to get a little bit more money, they just don't have it in their budget. So you want to find an agent who has a program or who has a solution for that. My team and I use a company called Curbio. We use that with our open market listings that just need that simple facelift, and it has the equity in the home, but maybe they don't have the cash in their bank account to do those updates. With Curbio, they're absolutely fantastic to work with. I totally recommend them. And you as a seller can use them even if you're not attached to a realtor. You don't have to be connected with someone to be able to use their services, which is great. So just a quick little plug for them because I think they're awesome. But I would encourage you to make sure you are working with a realtor, because the beauty of working with a realtor and Curbio at the same time is your realtor is going to analyze the market, and that's who you've hired to price your home. Curbio's job is not necessarily to price your home. It's more to help you get the home ready and evaluate what projects might help you as a seller net a little bit more money at the closing table. So they come in, they do the renovations for you, they have their own contractors, they take care of absolutely everything, and then they wait for their payment for when you close on the home. So when you get ready to sign away and sell the home at the closing table, then you're going to see on your settlement statement, there's going to actually be a line item where if Curbio did $10,000 worth of work, that would come out of the proceeds of the home, which is great because you don't have to pay for it up front. Just many of us just don't have that money laying around, right? So that's kind of your option with an open market listing. And I would say that's probably what most sellers are familiar with. The second option that we have is great if you've got to buy a home and sell a home and you're in a market like we were in 2021, right? No seller was taking a contingency for a buyer that had to sell a home prior to purchasing the home that they were trying to purchase. And so the next option that I like to talk about is buy before you sell. So with a buy before you sell program, it's similar to a bridge loan. Many people have heard about a bridge loan before, and that's where you take a HELOC or the equity in your home and you kind of bridge between the two houses. You buy one with a bridge loan and then sell your old house. Now that's kind of scary because at the end of the day, there's no offer on the house you're currently living in. With the home swap programs, and where I think they outperform a bridge loan all day long, is the buy before you sell programs actually make you as a seller an offer on your home. Now, I'll be honest with you, they're not the best offers. They're usually somewhere in the ballpark of about 75 to 80% of fair market value of the property. But what I like to tell my sellers is you kind of know what my sellers and buyers, my clients that are doing both at the same time, you know what your bottom line is. You know exactly what the worst case scenario you could get for your home is. And when you're in a market like Atlanta, that's a super strong seller's market, odds are when you go on the open market, you're going to get a better price than what knock has offered you. And that's the program that I usually use at the highest level. I've got 3 different programs that do the buy before you sell. However, knock just is my favorite. I love Danielle. She's fabulous. But basically, with the way that program works is they come in, they look at the value that you have currently in your home. Where is your equity? They do a typical breakdown of your debt to income, so they then see what you can purchase, and they'll then give you an offer on your current home. Well, your next step is actually to go out and pick out the home that you're going to want to buy. And where I think the buy before you sell program is better than the bridge loan is you don't actually buy the home initially. So they go in, they purchase the home for you, and at that point, you then can move out of the home you need to sell into the new home that's been purchased for you. That gives you time and the ability to get your home ready to sell. And what's great about knock is just like Curbio, if you're doing the buy before you sell program, you can actually come in, and when you move out, the program will come in and they will also pay for updates if the equity is there in your home. So you've gone out, you found your home, you've bought your home, you haven't had to use a contingency that original home had to sell before you purchased. So your offer is just as strong as any other buyer who doesn't have a home to sell, so you can be competitive in these crazy markets that we're in. Once you've moved into the new home, at that point, you're going to work with your realtor. And that's another thing I really like about this program is while knock provides the program, the person whom you've attached to is the person who you know, like, and trust in the real estate market in your area is the person that's helping you purchase the new home. And they're also going to be the listing agent on your old home. So once you've purchased the new home, you're going to move in, you're going to get all situated, all settled, you're going to get your old home ready to sell. And then at that point, it just becomes a typical open market listing. Same as it would be if you were just to list your home. Any other day, you're going to go on the MLS services that are in your area. Your realtor should put your home up on the third-party sites like Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, all those kind of things. But that gives you the opportunity to get out of one home into the next without that contingency. So you're a nice, strong buyer and then sell your home kind of at your leisure. Most of the programs that are buy before you sell are going to give you somewhere between 6 and 12 months to get your home sold before they purchase your home for the price that they negotiated on the front end of that contract. Those companies are not looking to purchase your home. They just want to help you with that bridge. And again, I think it's a lot safer for sellers if that's the route you're wanting to go or you're looking into a bridge loan. Because with a bridge loan, it's very similar. You use the equity in your old home to go purchase the new home. The problem is you're now responsible for 2 mortgages. And with the buy before you sell, you're not. They allow you to pay one on the front end, and then payments are due at closing on the second end for the other mortgage. So it makes it a little bit less financially risky and a little bit less stressful for you as a seller / buyer when you're trying to do both. The third option that we like to give our clients is an iBuyer option. To me, an iBuyer option, that's where a company like Knock or Open Door is going to come in and purchase your home, even if you're not purchasing another one. Let's say you have to sell your home really quick because you're moving, you got the best job is in a different state, you just got that offer, it's your dream job, but you got to get up, you got to go quick, and they don't have any kind of package for you to move. So there's no reload package whatsoever they're given to you. You've got to sell this house, you got to be moved in 30, 60, 90 days. It's a great option. They do allow you a lot of times to try an open market listing because, again, their offer is going to be substantially lower than what a fair market offer is. Most of them are going to give you about a 30-day window. After the 30 days, the offer that they initially gave you is going to go down if your home didn't sell, because again, they're looking at purchasing your home with the intent to turn around and put it back on the market. And that's kind of where they make their spread, right? They offer you 80% of fair market value with the intent to turn around and relist it at 100% of fair market value. That's a great option. We saw a lot of these purchases taking place in 2021 and in 2022 when the market was so hot. We're starting to see that kind of cool off because really and truly, with things like Curbio out there, there's very little reason for sellers to take a decrease in what they would on their house. Even with an open market listing, you probably would be better off listing it maybe at 90% of fair market value and trying to kind of create, some feeding frenzy based on it being priced below fair market value, because we are still in a super strong seller's market. So buyers are looking for a deal. And if that's kind of the route you're going, you're looking for a quick sale, that would be my suggestion as far as pricing it with open market. But know that you do have the option of an iBuyer out there. Super, super, super quick sale for the seller. The fourth option, and one that I would only suggest if your home is not in livable condition, is an investor offer. And that's something that we also offer here. We have investors that we work with that make our clients offers all the time. An investor offer is usually good for somebody who has a lot of updates needing to happen, or foundation issues, roofing issues, maybe if you've got mold in the house. Again, when your home is not livable. So if you do decide to do an investor offer or look at that as an option to sell your home, basically the formula that an investor is going to use is they're going to look at fair market value. And just for easy numbers, I like to use $100,000 for this example. But they're going to look at fair market value at $100,000. And then in their head, they're going to want to make somewhere between 25 and 30% when they get finished flipping the house. So they're going to take 30% off of their offer. So that's going to take your $100,000 house down to 70. That doesn't sound terrible, right? That sounds kind of like an iBuyer. However, there's another reduction in that price. So not only do they take off what they hope to earn, right? That 25 to 30%, they're actually going to also reduce the offer of the price of the property by what the renovation is going to cost. So if you've got a $100,000 house, they're going to give you $70,000 because that's where they want to be as far as what they want to net when they get ready to sell, is that 30%. And then let's say that the renovations for that particular property is going to cost maybe somewhere in the ballpark of another $30,000. So they would take the $70,000 less the $30,000, which leaves you with $40,000. And with an investor offer, you would probably be left with somewhere in the ballpark of about a $40,000 offer for your home. Now, I don't suggest that, again, unless you have a home that is in need of a lot of updates or is not considered livable. Again, it's got mold in it. It's got foundation issues. That's something that we look at for investor offers. Or it's got major appliance problems. The HVAC's going, the roof is going, the water heater's going, the kitchen needs an update, the bathroom needs an update. The home may be livable, but really no one wants to live in it as is. Now, something to be careful of is not every realtor is certified or has options to all of those 4 different ways that you can list a home. So make sure that when you're interviewing your realtors or you're talking to a professional in the real estate world, that they understand how those different programs work and that they have those options for you. Because as a seller, your objective is to make the most money in the least amount of time with the least amount of headache. And I firmly believe when you're working with a realtor who has multiple options for their clients, that's going to put you in the best light and in the best situation for the sale of your home. Hope this helps. If you guys are thinking about selling this spring or anytime this year, please reach out. And of course, if you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell, we're always here and happy to help. Thanks so much. If you've got questions about any of these programs, post them in the comments below. We'll be happy to answer them, or give me a quick call or shoot me an email, and I'll talk to you guys soon.